This is Michael Popak, Legal AF. We've cracked the code. We now understand why Aileen Cannon, a Trump appointee, has been bending over backwards to benefit Donald Trump, her patron. It all goes back to her relationships with the Federalist Society, with Leonard Leo, with lawyers in Donald Trump's own White House in the selection process, and that incestuous connection between them through a little-known university called George Mason University and a law school that's basically run and captured by the Federalist Society called the Antonin Scalia School of Law. We now know, in a secret attempt to rub elbows with her fellow Federalists and other people that could help her in her career, Judge Cannon went to and got reimbursed tens of thousands of dollars for trips that she took, not once, not twice, but 3 times on the Federalist Society dime, where she went to seminars and weekend junkets. Now, we didn't find out about it because she properly reported it. Federal judges since 2006 have to report they're attending these kind of conferences under the Judicial Conference Ethics Reform Act and gift regulations related to it. And she just failed to do it. She did it. She only reported the ones that NPR, in doing their investigative reporting, in which they actually said, you didn't report. And they said, oh, I'm getting around to it. But she didn't report one back in 2023 that she attended while she was presiding over this particular case. She and her husband, Josh Lawrence, went on the Federalist Society dime to the Scalia Conference in May of 2023. Now, the indictment in this case that we've been talking about, the Mar-a-Lago case, happened in June of 2023. However, the case was already in progress because of the search warrant and the use of the magistrate judge under her. So she knew she'd be getting this case eventually. And she failed to report it. What she also failed to report is that she wanted to go to an Alaska junket paid for by George Mason that was recommended to her by the lawyer in the White House working for Donald Trump that helped vet and select Aileen Cannon for the job. Rob Luther II, who used to work for Donald Trump and had according to him, and it's self-reported, had the honor of a lifetime to help pick Donald Trump's judicial appointments, including Aileen Cannon, recommended that she go to Alaska on an all-expense paid cruise or whatever it was on the Federalist Society dime to rub elbows with other ultra-right-wing MAGA. And she wanted to go. We know it because there's an email that ProPublica got their hands on, and I got a copy of it right here, in which she asks about it and identifies Rob Luther as the person that told her about it. So Rob Luther, who vetted her for Donald Trump, who helped pick her for the job while the Mar-a-Lago case was going on, recommended that she go to Alaska on an all-expense paid trip, and that wasn't disclosed. Forget about ProPublica, and I love ProPublica. You know, their focus was on, she violated the Gift Act. I got a bigger one. I think this is an appearance of impropriety that she should have disclosed at the time the indictment came in front of her, and the random wheel landed on her. She should have told the special prosecutor. I have attended many Federalist Society all paid for junkets, including ones arranged by Donald Trump's own in-house counsel in the White House who helped pick me for the job. See, this is different than a judge should automatically disqualify himself if he's got somebody in front of him and he was appointed by the other guy. You know, like Judge Middlebrooks in Florida, appointed by by President Clinton. This is different. This is the guy who vetted you, then connects you to the Federalist Society, who takes you on an all-expense paid junket. Lord knows what happened there, what got said there, as it said on their own website about these George Mason events. Great opportunity to rub elbows with the federal judiciary. Yeah, rub away. It's like a magic genie lamp for MAGA. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored advice to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, and even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then, Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game, because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does. Optimal metabolic health translates to a bunch of benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep, etc. It can also track your cycle and adjust your recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through hormonal shifts, so you can keep up your energy and stave off cravings. So if you want to take the next step in improving your health, go to lumen.me/legalaf to get 15% off your Lumen. That's LUMEN.me/legalaf for 15% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. 4 current sitting members of the United States Supreme Court have also attended these all-expense-paid Federalist Society, Leonard Leo boondoggles, while cases are in front of them involving Donald Trump. You can just guess the 4. I'll start you off. I'll start with a few bars and you can finish the tune. Clarence Thomas, Gorsuch, Sam Alito, and I believe the last one is either Brett Kavanaugh or Amy Coney Barrett. I think it's Brett Kavanaugh. So that group goes regularly, even though these people have business before the court. But Aileen Cannon should have declared that I can't preside over this case, I'm going to recuse myself, or give the government, the Department of Justice, the opportunity to seek her removal at the time. Because if I'm Jack Smith and I learn about this, that crosses the line from just being appointed by Donald Trump to being groomed by Donald Trump while a likely criminal indictment is coming down the pike. That should be the headline here, given the dates and the timeline and what was happening at Mar-a-Lago. Right? Some people may only myopically focus on the date of the indictment. Well, she was doing all these things before the indictment. Not before Mar-a-Lago, not before the execution of the search warrant, not before she knew or should have known the case was going to come before her. She should never have taken the call from Rob Luther. She should never have participated in emails with him. She should never have given herself an all-expense paid vacation through Donald Trump while she had a Trump case likely in front of her. This now explains it all. We finally got it. You know, this is like when primitive man discovered that the tides were affected by the moon. It was the moon that was making high and low tide. We now know who the moon is for all of the crazy behavior. Unprofessional, unjudicial, unprecedented behavior by Judge Cannon. It's Donald Trump and the orbit of Donald Trump and the Federalist Society and Leonard Leo. And otherwise, she would have declared it all. She could have declared it. As I said, when NPR was sniffing around, she said, oh, I got a couple of more I got to declare. Yeah, she had 3 of them in total. And she wanted to go on a 4th. Listen, I practice down in Florida. I don't like talking about a judge this way unless I have to. But there's no other way to explain her conduct in putting her big fat finger on the scales of justice in favor of her patron, yes, her patron, Donald Trump, while a case is still in front of her. And if she didn't want that criticism, then she should have stepped down from the position of presiding over this particular case, as her chief judge is reported to have implored her to do. Judge Altanaga, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for in that district, and the district overall as a whole, and I think Judge Middlebrooks encouraged her to step down, and she wouldn't do it on this particular case. Well, now, since you haven't, then you've opened yourself up to this kind of criticism. And we'll continue to follow it all. We do it in one place, the Midas Touch channel, or the Midas Touch YouTube and Legal AF show. We sit at the intersection of law and politics. Twice a week, we do a podcast, full length, right here on the Midas Touch YouTube channel and on audio podcast platforms of your choice. And now I've got a new, and I'm the executive producer of a new Legal AF channel. You love the stuff at the intersection of law and politics? Come over to the sister or companion channel for Midas Touch called Legal AF. You can be one of the first few new subscribers to the channel as I continue to load it up with some brand new customized content you won't find anywhere else at the intersection of law and politics. In fact, find out what 40 million people a month already know, that Legal AF is the home of law and politics analysis and commentary like no other, and we'll continue that brand with me as the executive producer over on the Legal AF YouTube channel. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, until my next specialized content for the Legal AF YouTube channel, this is Michael Popak reporting. Heary, heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know and we discuss every day on Legal AF. Exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.